Yeah, so you have to speak to the mic. That's
yes.
very important.
Yes, no, I usually behind the camera, so I'm not used to this.
3, 2, 1, talk to me.
Yes,
But,
amazing.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, now you're in front of the camera. Cameras even, you know?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, I feel like I'm on I Love Lucy set from
Yeah.
1950s, like the 3-camera setup.
Yeah. What do you think about
It's
the
amazing.
background? It's nice.
It's very nice. A part of me wants to be like, let's have our portraits in here, you know?
I was thinking about it right
But-
now. Like, imagine having all your pictures right,
Right.
here.
I feel
That
like
would
it
be
can be. Sorry, go ahead.
It would be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, you can have. Let's say you're, interviewing somebody who you've
He's
worked
a
with them,
photographer.
or if you did their photo shoot, you can just have all their. That's cool.
That's
It's a beautiful setup. I feel like I'm in the
Yeah.
Oval Office. You know.
so. Today I asked you, what coffee do you drink? And you told me
Right.
you already drank your coffee.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Well, it's not that I don't love coffee. It's just I know myself, and if I have more than one iced latte with one espresso shot, I'm gonna be shaking like this. Heart
Really?
palpitations. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna
So
be
so I
intense.
got you iced tea.
Thank you.
They-
Appreciate it. I'm
and you-
gonna take a sip.
Yes, please. I didn't know what you want to do with the straw. I didn't put
You're
it
good.
in.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. This is
And they asked me, you remember I told you like, which one do you prefer? Because I
Right.
never ordered iced tea before in my life.
really
Never. And they gave me like 5 options.
sounds American.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do. I just like
Yeah.
3. I just say 3. And she's like, looked at me a bit confused and like,
Yeah. No, it's we have a lot of variety here. A lot of options.
that's amazing. I love
a
it.
lot of blessings here.
Yes, yes.
It's a real thing.
It's really amazing to be
That
here.
happens. By the way, we just have to shout out. Look at Tom's spiffy blazer. Look how insane. It's so you look great. I
It's-
like it.
You know where I got it?
Where?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Wow.
In a secondhand store called the L Train something drift store, or the L Train secondhand store. The L Train store.
Was it off of the L train?
Kinda.
Sorry,
Like-
that was a little too corny.
No, but it is. Like it's because it's a very nice area and it's huge. It's huge. LA Train, the L Train vintage store. That's the one.
Do you know which part of Brooklyn it's in?
I think they have a few. So I think it was in. No, I have no idea. I think
Interesting.
Bushwick.
Bushwick. Okay, I'm familiar
Bushwick
with that.
or-
It's gentrified now, but
Yes.
it's that whole part of Brooklyn. It's where I'm from.
Bushwick.
It's no Crown Heights.
Nice.
Like we have a mutual friend. His name is Menachem Silverstein.
Yes.
He's a comic, and he has a joke which is, "I'm from Brooklyn. It's the factory where Jews are made from," and it
The factory is in Crown Heights,
right exactly.
in the underground. You know.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like-
right. Yeah.
it's like-
Yeah. That when that happened, that was next level.
Yeah.
The tunnel digging. The minute I saw that video, I said, "Oh God, the anti-Semites are gonna have a field day with this." Oh my God.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of memes right now.
But I mean, I guess I can't really blame people if they see very stereotypical looking Jews
yes.
like digging tunnels and hiding underneath. Like it's
it's
I
funny.
can see why it would be very funny.
It was funny.
Yeah, but that
It was a kind of a shame, but it was funny.
Yeah, no, it was. I was laughing. I think collectively as a Jewish community, we were all laughing.
Mhm.
And then when we saw the whole world was like, oh, every single conspiracy under the sun that goes back thousands of years.
Yes.
We said, oh,
Yes.
okay, it's no longer funny now because you're what was an inside, completely insular niche community affair turned into like a global, international news, where we all know how that goes when it comes to Jews.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
100%.
that was intense.
Wow. So you grew up in Crown Heights.
Yes, Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York. Youngest
Wow.
of 11.
Youngest of 11.
Youngest of 11. Yeah.
Wow.
I have a lot of older siblings. They're my support. And it's very intense growing up, but it
How?
was well, okay, so for starters, I have immigrant parents
Mm-hmm.
and they're a little older. So they came to the US in the 70s and it's just a different
Oh.
era, right? If I'm 25
Yeah.
years old, they're a lot older than me. There's a little bit of a disconnect there. But
Wow.
as you get older, you try to bridge the gap and connect on things that you find common ground.
yeah.
But also just growing up, I think Chabad's amazing. I
Mhm.
love Chabad. I'm so happy I grew up the way I grew up. At the same time, there could be some religious trauma,
Yes.
If you know, you know. But it's overall I'm happy I grew up that way because it made me who I am, but it was intense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is one of the 11? You're in total 11, right?
Yeah.
Is one of the 11 are doing photography, videography?
So my whole family is very creative. I have my oldest brother. He has this thing called Dr. Schnitzel where he does wacky science shows for kids. He's
That's
very popular in the
that's
Jewish
amazing.
world. Yeah.
Dr. Schnitzel?
Well, that's his like character.
Stage name? Like,
Yeah, his stage name.
wow.
Yeah. It's he's very popular.
Look up
in
for
the-
Dr. Schnitzel. Schnitzel.
Schnitzel, yeah.
Schnitzel. Damn.
I have a sister who does cosmetology, which is hair. I have another sister
Wow.
who does makeup and face painting.
Mhm.
All of my siblings sing. We're a very
What?
creative family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's there's a lot of talent there. I'm like,
That's
where did
amazing.
mine go? I'm joking.
You can open like a company with all the siblings,
Right.
and you can do everything.
Right. For one,
Like,
for a second when I first started out, I was like, wait, okay, so I'll have my sister do the hair. I'll have my other sister do the makeup. I'll have my
Yeah.
other sister do the styling, and we'll create a production
Wow.
company. But then I moved out to LA, and well, that ship sailed. But you have your brother is also creative. No.
Yes.
I
yes,
met your brother for the first time at Melrose Trading Post, Roy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This brother, like this dude.
This dude.
This is my little brother. This is my little brother. Yes. He's a soccer player. He used to be a soccer player. Football.
Right.
If you hear that.
Football.
I should
if
say
you're-
football.
If you're outside of the US.
Yeah. Currently he's finished, he just graduated with a physiology.
Right. I saw.
Not physiology. Yes, I think physiology.
Mazal. I saw. That was very nice.
Yes. And
was very cool.
he's just traveled the world by now.
Really
Currently, yeah.
good for him.
Yes.
I
yes.
noticed that a lot of Israelis, once they finish military service, they travel all throughout South America,
Yeah.
Asia.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why they opt for those countries. Not that it's bad. I love those countries, the ones that I've been to. It's
Mhm.
not too many, but why is it that so many?
I
travel
think because
those,
of
those countries.
it's a good question. Just top of my head, I'm just saying because it's cheap.
Ah, okay,
And that's, it suits the stereotype,
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
that'll do it. I get
but also
that.
because I guess wherever everyone goes in the generation before, now they're just keep going the same kind of. It's called the road of hummus. It's a phrase in
What?
Israel that Israelis go exactly the same place. All the Israelis go.
Wait, you're joking?
No.
So it's like a rite of passage. You're saying after did you do it?
So let's say I finished the army
Right.
and my entire group of friends and environment went to travel in Central America, in this city, in that city, from north to south.
Right.
Probably I will do the same.
The same itinerary?
The same thing, yes. The same journey.
Is it because you kind of what's familiar? It makes sense. You're saying just where to
Yeah.
go, or it's not.
But I didn't do it. I hated it. I always went to a different path.
Where did you go?
From south to north.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Instead of
You have to be the contrarian. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's good.
yeah.
I'm pro that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So basically, what brought you to like photography with all those? So you say you grew up with 11 siblings and
Yeah.
older parents when you were the youngest person,
Right.
the youngest kid. What brought you to photography? Like, and when did you even start it?
So my first memory of touching a camera
Mhm.
was I must have been 6, 7 years old.
6. Do you have the moment captured?
Well, I don't have the moment captured, but I can send you some photos
Wow.
that I have of me when I was 7 years old at
Wow.
my brother's wedding. I was just looks like a point and shoot.
Really?
A little tiny thing. I think that I lost all of that footage, unfortunately, because the SD card I rewrote over it or something. I don't remember. I was a kid. It was my older siblings' camera, and they let me play with it, and they didn't know what they were getting me. They didn't know what they were doing. It's all your fault. You know who you are. Yeah, no, but I that's when I first touched the camera,
Mhm.
and then over the years, I just dabbled in it here and there, and I've always had a good eye. I don't think I've ever been a bad photographer. I think
Mhm.
I've always been okay. Now I'm obviously much better.
Yes.
I'm sure like when you first started, you were taking good photos, but then compared to where you are now, you're like, wow,
different, yeah.
I can't imagine I was taking those type of photos, right? So over the years, I played with cameras here and there, and then when I was around 17, I was in school, and in New York, there's something called the Regents.
The Regents.
Regents. It's when you have to get your high school diploma. It's a specific type of testing. So there's 5 of them. I took 3 out of 5. I passed them, and then I said, you know what? I'm not going to college. Who am I kidding? Why should I do this?
Wow.
So I finished school. I mean, I guess I graduated, but I didn't get my diploma, which I guess could be kind of embarrassing, but I don't really care. You know, I don't think necessarily that the traditional education and college system is not for everybody, and some of the biggest entrepreneurs and most successful people have never been to college and even dropped out of high school, right?
100%.
So it doesn't mean that just because you have your diploma or go to college doesn't mean that you're going to see success, and just because you know, and vice versa, essentially.
Or
so I left school, and part of the clause of me leaving school early, my parents said, fine, okay, you want to leave early, go ahead, but you're not going to be sitting and watching movies all day, so figure something out.
Is that what you did?
Well, I don't know how much time we have, but my life story is kind of crazy. I have a lot, very crazy.
Wow.
There were times when I wasn't in school, and then I was in school. It's very, very, very chaotic.
Wow. Okay.
Traumatic childhood.
That's not the,
and
if I may,
story.
it's not the first thing I would think about you when I meet you.
What do you mean?
Like, it's not the first impression that I will get from you. Like people, like a person who like did school and stuff.
You call me stupid? No.
No.
I'm joking.
Like,
I'm joking.
No, the contrary. You look someone like who's very neat and always like on time, and you can tell the story.
I was half hour late just now,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, you can. By the
I
way,
was like, oh, you're very punctual. You're on time, and I was like panting, running. I just ran up to the building. I was 30. Long story. Today was not my day. I was running, and as I just right across the street, I was running with my phone in my hand, and in my pocket, in my hand, my phone jumped out of my case, and it landed. You saw it, right? And it landed on the floor, and I was like, damn. And now the whole back is cracked and it's chipped. And well, I mean, I guess it's time for the 15.
I thought it's the Yamuk. I wasn't sure. Okay.
But
okay.
No. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was my.
It was your phone.
Yeah. No. Long story. There were no Ubers, which is wild because it's Friday afternoon. And I said, you know, okay, fine, I'm going to scooter. And then I scooted, but then they cut off. You're not allowed to drive in this area, so I went all the way around. And then I said, okay, wait, let me go order an Uber because it's going to take too long. And then chaos. But. Wow. Continue. Sorry, cut you off.
No, it's yours. It's like
no. I was you were saying about we were talking about schooling and whatnot, and I just was making a joke that I'm not always on time. Sometimes
yes,
I arrive late.
Wow,
but I try to be.
That was funny though. Like
yeah,
see you running on the road on the street.
It was captured on camera.
Actually, I think we should like start right there. Like right. This is how the podcast should. This episode should start. Like you running, sweating. Like
I know.
And we're like, it's okay, it's fine. And I'm trying to say it like this, but it feels like.
No, I know.
Like from afar, it's looking like, come on. But actually, I'm like.
Yeah, no. I saw you. Then I was like, okay, I'm at the finish line. I gotta run. And then,
yeah.
And then my whole thing.
Because you have to run if you see me. Like it's the.
No, well, I was running, and then I don't have a lot of. I don't know if it's my lungs. I don't know what's going on, but I don't have a lot of stamina.
Gotcha.
So I was running, and then I had to stop and walk, and then I saw him like, okay, now I have to run again. You know,
that's the thing. Like,
but
like I came out to say like it's fine, and then when you see me, they're like this. I guess this is the right. Like, it's interesting. Like, is this the right thing to do to run when you see someone?
Yeah,
like
I mean, no, I'm not an avoidant. I don't have in relationships. I'm not an avoidant attachment. So no, I don't run.
So it's like
I'm anxious. I mean, I run toward. I don't run away.
Amazing.
Yeah, like hashtag clingy. Keep on hitting the mic. I hope it's not going to.
Nah, it's fine. I think. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was intense.
So what made you like? So you capture big moments with big names, big celebrities.
Yeah.
I know that this is the main thing of your job. Is this correct? Like this is the base of your, like this is who I am. I'm celebrity, big events, huge names, photographer.
Right.
Is this correct to say? Like is this like in a nice
So I guess my tagline or headline or whatever you would call it, it's photographer creating winning images for celebrities and business executives.
Amazing. Look it up and
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you guys, people, the
You.
viewers, look it up
Yeah,
and
it's
search this dude.
And it didn't always, I didn't start off like that. I actually, when I moved to LA, which was March 1st, 2020, right when COVID started,
Wow.
I didn't have any connections, any money, anything. I was just moving out here with a dream.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, you know what? I want this. I don't know my next steps exactly, but I'm going to do it. And I strategized and I came up with ways. And then I with a little bit of luck, non-stop persistence. And
Wow.
you know how it is. You also, you moved here, a different country, different culture,
No,
different
but we're talking
language,
about you now.
and
You should.
No, but I'm saying like it's so inspiring, you know, when I can't imagine having to relocate to a new country and everything is different.
Yeah.
And then work at it, and you're also killing it. So it's
Thank you.
it's very cool. It's very inspiring. Yeah. But yeah, no. So I moved out here. What happened was I moved into my brother's home, which is an hour south from here,
Mhm.
with the intention of living there for 2 to 4 weeks till I can relocate to LA, and then lockdown happened.
Wow.
And then what was supposed to be 2 to 4 weeks turned into 6 months. And I had an amazing time until my sister-in-law said, okay, you know, I think it's time.
It's about
Yeah.
to leave the house.
Yeah.
Which number is in the siblings?
Oh,
chart?
it's my brother, he's the fourth oldest or fourth. He's number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
From top.
Yeah. But no, they're my family away from home, and they're incredible.
Amazing.
I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them, I don't think. But that August I moved out here to LA. It's gonna be 4 years this August.
Wow.
It's wild. I can't even
You
believe it.
4 years here in LA.
Yeah, wild. I can't fathom it. But moved out here
Mm-hmm.
when everything was still. When I moved out here in August, everything was still in lockdown. Right, there was
Yeah.
some social distancing outside, but it was just it was extremely difficult when I came out here with so much ambition and wanting to just create and explore, and then it's just every single opportunity that I had that I cultivated prior to moving out here, it was just block, and I couldn't do anything. I mean, all of us, you know, we couldn't do anything. So that was difficult, but I didn't give up. And
I think this is the secret sauce to not to give up. It's like many people would give up.
I don't know. I think I'm a little bit crazy.
It's good.
Yeah, you gotta be a little delusional, little nuts in the head. I think to believe you can, I guess, create change. In order to create change, you have to believe you can. In order to believe you can, you have to be a little nuts, I think.
True.
Think about it. Most people in LA are kind of weird.
Yeah, and
no one normal is here.
Absolutely. And now when you said that, and you just had this amazing exhibition not too long ago, and that's related to what you just said, because for me, that's incredible. Incredible work, incredible meaning, incredible timing.
Thank you.
Would you like to share with the
Yes.
exactly?
Yes. Okay. So let me briefly just take you back to right after 2020,
Amazing.
because that's gonna kind of set the scene. I think.
Mhm.
I think it's very important that I mention this. In 2022 is around when I had like my big break. It's when I had my first real big like celebrity shoots and opportunities.
Mhm.
Of course, it was surreal and it was very exciting, and it still is. You know, whenever I get the opportunity to create art with some extremely big, talented people, it's always very, very cool. Very, very grateful, very thankful.
Yes.
But I mention this for a reason. So I worked so hard to get all those shoots and to perfect my craft and to network and do all of that stuff. And up until October 7th, I was just creating photography, building, shooting, and just creating the artwork that I wanted to create.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was in Israel on October 7th. I was there visiting family over the Chagim, all the different stuff. And
Wow.
what was a vacation with friends and family turned into this horrible nightmare, right? And when I was there, I posted 2 Instagram reels of strangers in the shuk. There's a photography trend on social media where you approach strangers and you say, would you be down to do an impromptu photo shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I posted that on my Instagram, and within hours, I received hundreds of comments saying, go kill yourself, Hitler misses you, warm up the oven, warm up the gas chambers, all the good stuff, you know. I mean, I was receiving a lot of these different comments prior to October 7th, but obviously after, it was just egregious in
All
nature.
the good stuff. That's
That's
a good way to see it. Like, all the
Right.
good stuff. And
all the
like,
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ended up being stuck there for a few more days than I wanted to be. Because,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not that I was in a rush to leave. It's just, I mean, I live here, right?
Mhm.
And so when I got back to the US and I saw the climate, how immediately, before any sort of retaliation or anything happened, worldwide protests, everyone was just going nuts with anti-Semitism all over the world. And I said, wow, this is messed up. Like, I was there, I was running to the bomb shelters. I had live updates watching, you know, what was happening an hour south.
Mhm.
People don't realize that it was innocent civilians. It wasn't military. It was innocent civilians that all this happened to. And just to see the gaslighting and all the lies and the misinformation and all the half-truths, it was very intense. And so when I got back to the US, I saw how much everyone around me was also receiving all these different comments.
Mhm.
And then I imagined all of the teenagers who, especially the ones who present as Orthodox on Instagram, TikTok, and their comment sections are all riddled with this horrible hate. So
It's
I'm like,
because they
well,
wear,
if they're
obviously.
if they're wearing their kippah or their tzitzit or any stuff
Yes.
like that, or even
Wow.
just the Star of David, right? Or
Right.
if it's Orthodox woman, she's wearing, you know, a sheitel or a
Yeah.
wig or a tichel or anything, that just, they're random Jew in America, but they're receiving all this horrible hate comments. So I'm like, okay, I have to take action. I need to do something. I was sitting in a coffee shop in Miami, and I said, okay, what can I do? What can I do? I got to do something. And then the idea came to me,
Wow.
and I was like, you know what? What can I do? Because I'm a photographer. How can I help somehow? And then I decided to create this initiative. So once I came up with the idea, I created like a pitch on Canva, which was 9 pages long.
Wow.
Note to
9 pages long.
Yeah, note to self and to other people who are trying to do things: don't create a 9-page pitch. No one has patience. No one cares.
Okay.
Make a 1-page with like 2 paragraphs. No one's reading more than that. So just know how to pitch things, because I didn't know. You know, I was out here being like telling my whole life story, and they're like, no one gives a crap. But that's just the reality, right? You have
Yes.
to lead with value always.
Yes.
So I'm learning that.
Amazing.
And then I reached out to my now friend Siri
Mhm.
Garber of Platform PR. She's like, yeah, this is amazing. Absolutely, I would love to be on board for this.
Wow.
And then I reached out to my friend Shani Sousa, who
Amazing.
we know,
Yes.
and she's from the CEO of Jews Talk Justice and a team member of Jewish Journal. And she was like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah, no, I would love to be on board for this. We're gonna bring JTJ on for this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably end of October or early November. So yeah, it took around half a year to make it happen.
But the idea came immediately, like a month after. That's pretty fast.
Yeah, because I just felt like I had to do something. You know,
Yes.
I felt so powerless, and I felt the amount. I had someone say to my face, "Boo-hoo, get over anti-Semitism." I'm like, seriously? Prior to any of this, from verbal assaults to someone trying to whack me in the face once, to comment sections, to I was sitting actually with Menachem at the you remember that story? We're sitting at the coffee shop, and this person came
Yes.
up to us and said, "There's a second Holocaust coming for you Jews." And I said, "When?" I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna hide. But that's commonplace
Mhm.
for Jews. I don't think most people understand that. And then so I immediately got to work, and I started emailing hundreds of emails to every single publicist in the industry.
Wow.
I went to every friend of mine who had any direct contact to talent. It was really a collective team effort between all of us, but the amount of rejections and phone calls, oh my God, you got to really be strong to be able to handle this. There was one point where I said, okay, I'm giving up. I'm done.
Really?
I'm not doing this. I can't. It was, I couldn't take it. I was like, no one wants to stand up for Jews. Even Jews are terrified. The amount of rejections I'm getting left and right, I couldn't take it.
Wow.
And then a friend of mine was like, you're not a quitter. You're not giving up. I said, okay, that's true. And then I just continued. I decided I'm going to continue. And then I'll actually mention, I'm not going to say the name, but there was an A-list celebrity who we signed on board for this back in New York. I was in New York for Passover, so I was visiting my family. And that was an emotional roller coaster.
Wow.
He said yes, and then he said he's unavailable, and then he said yes, and then he came back the same day and said, after I went to book a studio, hair, makeup, and make it all.
You book all that for a shoot.
Yeah.
You book the makeup. You book.
No, I was about to book it, but I stayed up till 3 a.m.
No, but basically that's what
and
you did with every photo. You booked the makeup. You booked the studio. Everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have to give a shout out to my team for this. Obviously, Shani Sousa, Marla Friedson, Siri Garber, Menachem Silverstein, Mimi Nadell. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Sorry. And then obviously Sharon from Be True Studios. Yeah, she's incredible. And there's so many other people.
Amazing.
There's a lot of people. And my friends also got me through this a lot. It was really, I had a lot of support. It was really a team effort. But yeah, no. So I was about to book the studio and the hair and makeup and all the different things. And then he comes in the morning and says, I spoke to an expert. I'm not going to do it. And I was extremely disappointed, not even for my own pride and my ego, more because I said, wow. So you wanted to do it, but then you kind of cowarded out. Cowarded? It's not a word. You got scared.
Definitely don't ask me, but like.
What?
No.
Right. I should not be asking
It
you.
sounds right. It sounds correct.
No. It's not though. You look, I understand it's very scary. You can lose your reputation. You can get canceled. People are going to call you all sorts of horrible things just because you're standing up against anti-Semitism. Nothing to do with Israel, obviously. And I understand. But I also have extensive knowledge about the Holocaust, about Jewish history. And it seems like every 50 to 100 years, Jews assimilate into society. And then the society decides, you know what? We're going to remind you that you're Jewish. You're not one of us. And then there's just, pogroms, butchers, all the good stuff,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you can run, but you can't hide. And at some point, something's got to give, and you got to say, you know what? When we said never again, we mean it, and we're gonna stand up, even though it's terrifying, because it's so scary. That's why it's so imperative to stand up. And back to my point from like 10 minutes ago that we just spoke about. That's why I mentioned, when I started photography, working with celebrities, up until October 7th. I was doing limited advocacy work. Of course, I was speaking up for social justice and social justice rights because I'm pro supporting, people who need to be supported. But primarily, I was just wanted to create my artwork and tell stories and have a fun time doing it.
Yeah.
And then now it's like I'm suddenly this advocate when I didn't sign up for that. I didn't want to do that. But I said, I saw the climate and I said, no, this is what I got to do. And every single day it's terrifying. We know how it is, left and right being called the most egregious things. Just last night I had a former friend. This really hurt. I'm not going to say any names, obviously, but she's a former friend. She commented on a mutual friend's post saying some terrible things about me. Like, you want innocent people to die. You're pro-genocide. You're all these horrible things. And I was like, you know me, you know my heart, you know how much I want the best for people and how much I want peace and how much I want this war to be over and no innocent suffering on either side. And you're out here writing these horrible things. It goes to show that you're the one who was never my friend. You are completely hateful. I would never say that you're all these things, even with all the lies and libels that you were spreading on your social media, right? A lot of that, unfortunately.
Wow.
But because it's so scary to stand up, that's why you have to. Yeah. And I'm trying to encourage my other, Jewish friends in Hollywood and also my non-Jewish friends, but you can't force anybody to do anything.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's intense.
It is. It is very intense.
But look, Artists Against Anti-Semitism, we launched it. We got a lot of big names. We had a huge viral impact on social media.
Feel free to share the names if you want some names.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay, so let's see who was a part of it. So we had Tiffany Haddish, Juliana Margulies, Deborah Messing, Jennifer Goodwin, Montana Tucker, Adam Rose. He's really funny. I like him. Swell Ariel Orr, Beauty Queen of Jerusalem. She's cool.
Right.
We had 35 participants. Now I feel like if I don't name all of them, they're gonna hate me. But no, we had a lot of really incredible people. And Paul Walter Hauser, he's amazing.
Mhm.
He's a friend. He's very, very really good person. Just a lot of really incredible people who were on board, and a lot of Jewish influencers, a lot of different people who what language am I allowed to use on here? Am I allowed to curse?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
It's yours.
No, I wasn't sure, a lot of what saddened me is that the core group is the core group that have been open and outspoken since the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately they're the only ones who have the balls to stand up. But at least they're standing up. And so I'm very blessed that they were all on board, and we're going to do a part 2, and we have a lot more in the works.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm very excited. Yeah, we're going to take this global.
Okay.
Very excited. We have a lot.
I love it.
Yeah.
If people want to see the work, where they can find it?
So as of now, it's on social media, on
Mhm.
all of the people who are part of its social media. It's on my social media. And hopefully we're going to have more in-person events, because when we had the exhibit launch, it was
Mhm.
pretty much only a one-day event in person. I know a lot of people wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, no, we're gonna have a part 2, and we're gonna have a part 3, and we're gonna have a lot of
Wow.
different events all over.
That's amazing to hear.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
And you took incredible photos that night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I really love them.
It was it's a very like ironic in a way. Not ironic, funny. It's very funny to take pictures in a exhibition of a photographer.
Right.
It's like so much pressure on the.
No, but you did great.
No,
You're very good.
it's fine.
You're
It's
very
good.
good.
It's like,
Yeah.
but it's so funny because like I don't have any pressure in events, but then like taking picture, like, oh wait, I'm in a photographer event. Like this is Zusha.
I know what you
It's
mean.
like-
It's like exactly. It's like if another photographer hires me to take their headshot, I'm like, oh my god, okay. They're judging my lighting, they're judging my composition, they're judging my posing.
Everything.
I'm like, oh my god, help!
Yes.
I'm out here being scrutinized. But I feel like most creatives, when they're working with other creatives, they understand that everyone has their own style and their own way of doing things, and it's each to their own, really. And unless you're doing something really, wrong. Which
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to do something wrong when you're creating art. It's but like right now, you have a nice Rembrandt lighting on your face. Lighting's really
They're
nice.
the best.
Lighting's really nice on
The honest, the best.
yeah.
honestly,
It's awesome.
It's like the triangle, right?
Yeah.
It's like the
It's like nice heavy shadow from the wall, and I'm noticing it.
yeah.
Yeah, and these are some nice lights.
Yeah, it's pretty. Would you do that with the audience? People don't know, but this is like a full room.
Right.
This is where they're doing like
yeah, there's like
comic.
a live audience here. It's
Yeah.
Like,
Would you do that with live audience?
what do you mean?
Like, would you do this conversation with the full people?
Yeah.
Amazing. That was a very fast yes. It's like I like it.
Well, tell me why you think people would be adverse.
No, not adverse. Just like nervous to talk in front of. Like I'm nervous just to talk with them.
Right.
You know. So imagine like full.
But here's the
House.
thing. Here's the thing. Right now you're nervous. Come back in five more.
I'm not completely
episodes.
nervous. Like I'm okay.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like
but there's so many things to reframe your minds with, which of course I think we're all human. We're all nervous. But some of the things I tell myself is, I found out that nervousness and excitement are very similar feelings or emotions. So
100%.
just reframe the storyline in your head that
Mhm.
you're not nervous, you're excited. Also, practice makes progress, right? So the more
Yes.
you do it, the more I guess the more, I don't know if it's confident, or the more you might not care as much.
yes.
But
I
no,
think this is
well-
what mine is like. Not care as much,
right.
more than anything.
Right. Yeah. No, it's because at the end of the day, you know what helps me a lot? I think about, look, we're all going to be dead in 100 years.
Mhm.
And then what are we gonna do? Are we not gonna take the shot because we're afraid? You have to do it anyhow. I have a
I know.
favorite quote from Game of Thrones. It goes like this: "Can a man be brave when he's afraid?" And they say, and the father says to his son, "Yes. The only time a man can be brave is when he's afraid." Right. And that always resonated with me.
I like it.
You gotta do it. You just
Because that's the moment when you take action.
right.
And-
You gotta. So many times, you're so terrified to do things, but you say, okay, if not now, when? I'm just gonna go and do it, and then you do
Mhm.
it. You don't think. You just gotta go, and then, at least at least you know. Otherwise, you're gonna have regret. Regret's
like it.
the worst feeling. Yeah,
That is a good quote.
it's not mine.
Do you know who's the origin? Like this,
Uh,
I bet.
So George R. R. Martin, he wrote Game of Thrones. So I'm not sure if
Mhm.
it's his quote or if it's from the writers David Benioff and Dan D.B. Weiss. I don't know.
Wow.
The people who created Game of Thrones. Yeah, whoever it was, that was yeah. It's a very intelligent show and a lot of great messaging. And unfortunately, how it ended, like it was my
Yeah.
favorite thing of all time. My favorite show of all time was Game of Thrones, and
Wow.
we don't talk about it now.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah, it was until season
Was.
7 and 8.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? Cancel me. I'm kidding. I'm not relevant enough to be canceled, but it's. I don't know if I can ever forgive them for what they've done. I still think if HBO was smart, that's why I'm not in a position of power. But if HBO were smart, they would take $100 million,
hmm
recreate season 7 and 8 properly. You mean to tell me that's
Wow.
not going to be the most watched season of all TV?
I think it's the most watched TV show.
Now imagine you could recreate it imagine recreating Game of Thrones in a way that is actually effective and is produced well. Meaning the storyline is good. It's
Yeah.
not like season 7 and 8. You don't think the entire world's gonna watch that?
That's a good idea.
Right?
Pitch them.
And
Pitch them. This camera. Pitch to
Right.
this camera.
Okay, HBO, zoom in. Recreate season 7 and 8. Look, Emilia Clarke, Kit Harington, Lena Headey, they still look the same. They're young. You have the opportunity now. You have like 5 years to do this. Make it happen. We're all fans out here. That would not resurrect, not resuscitate. That would not rejuvenate. What's the word?
I don't know the other three that you just said, but like I kind of get the context, but
That would restore faith
okay.
in
I like it.
not only HBO. I mean, HBO has great shows. Let's be real. They don't care. They're
Correct.
not gonna listen to me. But that would restore faith in television and filmmaking. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great pitch, by the way.
Is it?
I think if 2 years from now it would be happening, like imagine,
I would want nothing more.
but you get nothing, even though you get just to watch the show.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't want anything. I just want to. I want to.
You want to watch the show.
By the finale of season 8, I got my entire family. I forced them to sit down, and I streamed it live in my house. I set up.
Really?
Yeah. I took great tablecloths. I taped it all around the walls. I made Sansa lemon cakes, Theon sausages.
No.
I went all out. I had an insane party. I got wasted. I was crying. It was real.
That sounds amazing.
It was
actually.
incredible. I don't remember it,
Wow.
unfortunately, because I have a bad memory because of my trauma. But it's
Wow.
okay. It's I remember little parts, and that's what matters. But
Wow.
I was a big fan.
That's amazing.
But yeah, nothing to do with the actors or the only thing that was bad was the writing. Everything else was incredible. I'm a huge fan. So don't-
Imagine in the end of the show,
Yeah.
after those imaginary 2 seasons, they saying,
Yeah.
"Thank you, Zusha." Just like that in the end, as the credits.
Well,
What? How did you feel? How would you feel?
how would I feel if they said that?
Yeah. No, just like
Oh, if they had that.
Yeah.
You're saying one executive would watch this and would
It
would
will
be
be
inspired.
and then like, thanks to Zusha for this.
I'm trying to
Like,
think about how I would
imagine
feel.
watching the show and then it's the end, grand finale, and then you see your name.
I'm trying to think. Would I feel elation? Would I have dopamine in my head produced? Would I don't know what I would think. I wouldn't believe it, I guess. I'd be like, "Oh, okay, my friends are making a prank on me."
Oh,
They're-
that will be a good. prank.
That would be a great prank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And then yeah, no, that would be intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the best pranks are pranks that are. That's a really nice bracelet, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
I stole it from my brother. This one too.
Well,
I think
at
this
least
one.
you have a brother who knows, fashion.
He just released stuff to me.
Really?
I don't buy stuff. My father and my big brother. That's the thing I'm. Unless it's like $10 in a second-hand store.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, it's
Though
it's good.
lately I found an amazing company. I won't say the name because it's like I want to sponsor them. So maybe I will. You know what? I will.
Yeah.
True Classic, like
One more time.
True Classic.
True Classic out here. Sponsor him.
One of the best, and I don't talk about any company like that. One of the best companies
Yeah.
I ever been, introduced. Like this is just amazing
Are
clothing.
they clothing or are they
Just clothing,
Are they-
only for men.
Are they online or in
Online.
person?
I think they open a few stores,
In LA?
but I have no idea.
I have a problem with
But
online shopping.
they based in LA.
Oh, okay. They have to have a
Yeah.
stores here then. I'm gonna Google it after and go and buy all the clothing before you
Listen,
can buy it.
it's like
What size are you? I'm gonna make sure to buy your size.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Most comfortable. Like I can work
What's the
out with
price
them.
range?
It's very nice.
Economical?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like
We're pro that.
It's for us.
Oh, for the peasants. If you're a peasant,
It's
No, I'm
very
kidding, yeah.
it's very easy. No, it's not expensive. Like if you if you buy it in a it's good. It's a good company.
Oh, I keep on hitting the mic. It's a good company.
It's a good company.
What was it? True
Classic.
True Classic.
Yes.
I have a problem with online shopping though that you just mentioned. It's mainly online because I feel like to give okay, I'll just explain it. I was in
Mhm.
Mexico on the beach. This little Mexican kid came up to me and said, "You have a very weird shaped body," and I said, "Okay, thank you." I said, "Yeah, no, I gotta work out," and he said, "No, that wouldn't help." And I didn't know what he meant until I kind of analyzed, and I think I have I have one leg shorter than the other, and I think I was born like that, right? So I think that I have some interesting, strange body shapes.
But then he said you should work out.
No.
And
I said I replied to him, yes, I need to work
Oh,
out.
you said yeah.
And
you
he
need-
said no, that wouldn't help. I'm not making this up.
Where was it? In Brazil?
In Mexico,
In
was
Mexico?
my sister lived there for 5 years, so I would
Wow.
go visit a lot. I was just
Mhm.
hanging out with her, and this random kid came up and said that. I said, okay,
Wow.
very
That's
strange.
Very strange.
Yes, yeah, no, not very
Polite
it's not
and-
very body friendly. It's like
Yeah.
body shaming, but
Yeah.
I don't. I still till this day I don't know why, when, or how that happened. I don't even. I just know I remember that snippet.
Yeah.
So my problem with online shopping is that it never fits me. So I have to go. I love going in store
Yeah.
to try it on because then at least okay, this works, this doesn't, this works, this doesn't. But shopping can be intense. I don't have patience for it so much. But when you have events, you gotta shop. And
Yes.
you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta have clothing and attire.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the Joneses,
100%. The thing
it's a real thing.
with me with clothing, I don't know how we came for this subject. It's funny how it's like Holocaust and then clothing, online shopping. It's like just
well, in the Holocaust they had clothing too. They had striped
True.
lines, but
yeah,
it's
very
very
bad,
fashionable for the
very,
era.
very-
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It's like it's not true classic, but
no, it's not true classic.
the thing for me
Yeah.
with clothes, they have to be nice on my skin. They have to be like
Do you have sensory issues?
no, just like I can't wear if it's like uncomfortable for me.
You have sensory issues. Yeah.
Is
no,
this like
Yeah. No.
a
Same.
thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
oh okay.
I have a hard time with regarding glasses. I did not want glasses, and when I was in 8th grade, my teacher said you cannot come back to school until you have glasses. I don't like wearing accessories. I got used to it now, but I don't. It's very tough.
Wow.
But so I think it's a sensory thing. It needs to feel kind of seamless on your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably
I took all the
a
tags,
Jewish
you know, the tags behind
Oh my god, so
on the
uncomfortable.
side. I ripped that. I hate it.
Yeah.
And the True Classic, they don't have it in the back,
Where do they have it?
just in the side.
Is
But
that-
I
is that
still
True
rip it.
Classic?
Yes,
No,
that's a True Classic.
The shirt or the jacket?
Touch it.
Oh, okay.
Touch how comfortable it
I
is.
didn't know we're filming that type of show, but okay. Oh, it's very comfortable.
You see, it's
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's
it's
soft
very
and it's
soft.
like it's on my skin. It's like I'm showering all day. I feel like hot water covers me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hot water covering.
I'm not sure it's the correct way to.
I don't think it's the correct way. Like it's that. Yeah, it's a we're veering
It's an
down
interesting
that,
way.
What?
It's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, you're saying it just feels like a luscious, supple warmth on a summer night.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yes. Yes.
It's very comfortable. It seems.
Yeah.
Is it cotton?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't read those stuff. I just feel, and if it feels right, I just.
Oh,
wear it.
so
Yeah.
it feels like it's like a spiritual thing for you.
Just like
Yeah.
like more energetic.
Ah,
And-
so you
and
feel the
energy.
energies.
Yeah, just the vibe.
Yeah.
If
If
it's
the interwoven fibers of the material
Yes.
it speaks to your soul, then you're like, you know what,
it's
you're coming home with me.
That's why I'm falling in love with true classics, because it's never happened to me before.
Really.
Never. I would never talk about the company like that. Like I will never.
This is the most convincing pitch. I'm gonna, when we finish here, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to find the store. that's
I
right
talked with
nearby.
the CEO. I sent him
Really?
a message on Instagram,
Mm.
and I told him, "Listen, you're my inspiration. I want to open a store just like this." And like he didn't answer, but you know.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
bet.
I get it. No.
By the way, can you give a number? How many people did you approach for your exhibition, and like percentage wise, how many people answered?
I don't know math, so I can't do percentage, but I can tell you how many.
How many? Yes.
Well, I have screenshots of each rejection email and each
Wow.
and each thing. Yeah. I like documenting things in my life because I don't have the greatest memory, and because well, if you don't have a photo, then it never happened, right? So I have screenshots of all the different emails, and maybe I'll make a reel about it. But well, if I sent out hundreds of emails, it must have been hundreds of rejections.
Wow.
I even bumped into one celebrity on the street here. Super nice guy, very talented, great celebrity, A-list. I told him, you know, it's my name. We have a lot of mutual friends. Would you be down to do something like this? He says, I'm just recalling, it was actually not far from here.
Wow.
He says, you know, I support you guys. I don't think it's the smartest idea right now. I left. He left. I said, I get it. It's controversial, but you know, keep killing it. Have a good one.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, no, you too. And but it was very sad because since when is standing up against hate controversial?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when it comes to Jews, it's a never-ending story.
A question. This A-list, don't give name, yes, but did
Yeah.
that was in a pizza place?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Just-
You have someone in mind?
No, yeah, because he's always eating in that pizza place,
You-
not nearby.
When the camera's off, you're gonna tell me, right?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta know now. I'm like, who is this? I need the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Okay,
iced tea we need, you know?
Yes. By the way, so this inspired me to not buy coffee.
Oh, so what's that?
That's a coffee, because
Oh.
I would. That's actually Rome and Coke. No, in the disguise of coffee.
And you got me iced tea.
That's a real coffee. I'm
Wow,
sorry,
wow.
but
this is how you treat your
so I saw the orange juice. That's what if I would buy something, it would be orange juice. And I saw like, okay, maybe I should also not buy coffee. But then I feel more serious
Mhm.
with the coffee in my hand.
You feel more like a late night talk show host.
I can hold it orange juice and talk to you.
Right. A part of me was like, damn, you're gonna have some screen grabs from this where I'm like,
Yes,
I'm
that's
like that's just it's like you can't be taken seriously when you're out here.
that's exactly what came crossing my mind when I was
know.
buying this orange
Yeah,
juice.
it's like imagine you're like a soldier in the military and you're on the warfare, right? You're like fighting, and then you're like, oh wait 1 second, I need my iced latte with 2 shots of espresso, oat milk, and 5 pumps of vanilla, and you're like, everyone's gonna be like, hi sisters.
Yeah.
No one's taking
No.
you seriously.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but-
I'm
but-
sorry. I
but,
did the impression of. I imitate the
Oh,
the,
no,
the
I
orange
heard-
juice,
that
and
was a good-
I will
you should-
overlap your talk.
You know what you should do? You should go into special effects. You have great vocals.
I
You can
like
go,
like as a profession, like just do it.
look at you with your what was the sound you make it again?
Oh,
Yeah, let's hear. I take it back. Don't
don't ever try.
stick to your day job. Yeah, no. That's,
Okay.
That's
No orange juice.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't took orange juice, because I knew
Mm.
I just like because I
Yeah.
can't not doing the ending part. I want the entire orange juice. I want if I had left
why are
like
you greedy?
I once this sugar get inside my body, I can't stop.
You're addicted.
Of course.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
we all addicted to
I know,
something.
You know, I believe if I took cocaine and meth and heroin, I'd be fine. Give me sugar. I'm just like, give me more. Give me. Alexa played "Gimme
Well,
Gimme" by Alba.
that's-
Just I'm out here gobbling
That's
it
an
down.
interesting theory. I like it.
Well, I mean, I never tried the hard drugs, and I don't intend on it. Stay away from drugs, unless you're into that, which you do you, but not it couldn't be me. But I forgot what we were talking about. But
Drugs.
yeah, drugs, yeah,
And orange juice.
and orange
somehow.
juice. So what happens if you put the drugs in the orange juice, and then now you
Ooh.
have the sugar and the drugs?
Ooh, that sounds fatal. Sounds- yeah.
Probably. I didn't take that into account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I'm
sounds-
like, I'm like, you know what? If you ever, never mind. I was gonna make some dark humor,
no.
some dark.
Now you have to say it. Now we're all curious.
No, but I realized my delivery would fail. It wouldn't be very funny. It'd be just sad.
We cannot laugh.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
fine too.
I was gonna say if you ever want to like kill yourself, you just need to, you just do it. Just orange juice, different,
Drugs and just like
yeah, but like my delivery, it failed clearly.
we can. First of all, you have one of your best friend. He's a comic, Menachem.
Menachem, right,
So
right, yeah.
we can call him if you want. Like,
Yeah. I can call him. I'm actually gonna see him later tonight. I'm going for Shabbat.
amazing.
Are you coming?
No, I'm flying tonight.
Where you going?
Philly.
What's in Philly?
Festival. I'm shooting the festival.
Good for you. How
Yeah,
long is it?
Yeah. It's like 2 days, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I was thinking about it. Like, I don't want you to miss Shabbat, obviously. And I was thinking, is there a kosher
You're fine.
podcast? Is a thing?
A kosher podcast?
Yeah, because
What do
let's
you
say
mean?
this podcast will be like I'm not keeping kosher, but let's say
Right.
this specific podcast will be labeled as RCC kosher
RCC.
because it's a thing RCC in food wise.
Like is that like a hechsher? Like that's what it's called? Like
Yeah.
a kosher symbol?
RCC, I think it's RRC or maybe
Oh, sure. Yeah.
something like that.
Something like yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be funny to put the podcast like this is a kosher podcast. You can like it's not in Shabbat, so
right.
Shabbos, so it's fine.
You're saying like to make like a joke out of it, being
Yeah.
like this is kosher certified
Yeah,
for all
exactly.
audiences.
Yes,
Exactly. No, that could be actually kind of clever.
Yeah. it's like funny.
Yeah, no, it is. I think comedy is not your strong suit. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I think we all have humor. Some ways. more
So
than-
somewhere.
some places more than others. But wow, no, good for you. I'm
Yeah.
also heading tomorrow to Israel.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna be a flight with a friend of mine, Rodham. He's an event planner. He's flying tomorrow. Actually,
Yeah.
we just talked about it. Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I had a few friends text me. Why are you going? You're gonna die. And I mean, they've never been before. They don't really know much about it. And I was like, wait.
I might.
Yeah, but I also have to always look around me left and right whenever I'm walking on the street here in LA. So I'll take my chances.
Amazing.
But no, I'm going to visit my sister. I have some friends there.
Yes.
Hopefully I'm going to do some photo shoots, which I'm excited for, possibly.
Wow.
And I miss it and I really wanted to go back. So I'm going.
So happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm prepared to get canceled because I'm saying I'm going to Israel, but it's okay. I don't care.
I'm going to Israel too.
When?
July.
Nice. I'll be
Yeah.
back by then.
Yeah. I don't know either when this episode would be broadcast, so it doesn't. It's like
Right.
they can't follow us.
Wait, so I'm actually
tomorrow.
very curious.
Yes.
So tell me how you conceptualized this. When did you start?
So
Because it's funny because Tom calls me up a few days ago, or was it a few weeks ago, and he's like, "Are you down to come in tomorrow to record?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." But then I realized, this must have been 2 weeks ago because I was heading to London and Scotland.
right.
And your sibling had a baby. Right.
True.
Mazal
I'm an
tov. I
uncle.
saw.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
So
Mazal.
weird. It's so weird.
I saw some of the
Thank
photos.
you.
Very cute.
Yes.
Yeah. So then that didn't work out, but Tom calls me and he's like, "Are you down to record?" I'm like, "Of course." Any info? and you're just like, "Just come in." I was like, "Okay, great."
So lack of information.
so-
I'm so sorry for that. I'm so lacking of information.
No,
I'm
no,
just like,
don't be. No, don't be.
No, it's like
no,
it's true though. You're
No,
correct.
no. You're good. I love that you're doing it because so many
Mhm.
times people say they're gonna start things, they're gonna do podcasts, and then they never do. But you're doing it, and this is an incredible setup, an incredible room. and I want to hear how you started and like what was the inspiration? When did you start? What's the story?
So I wanted to start it like 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
When I just traveled for my first time, not first time, but first time for artwork in the US, mostly in the East Coast. And I always wondered how people live here.
How they live here.
Yeah, how they, like, literally, where do you do laundry? Like,
Oh, I do
stuff-
it in my house. I'm very lucky.
I have, like, in my building, it sucks. And there's no apps. It's just coins. And like going every month to the bank and like, give me 100 coins and like quarters carrying, so heavy.
You're a Jew. Don't you like coins? Please.
It's like, I have a box specifically for coins. It's
Every
like,
Jew does.
It's there.
Yeah. It's
Every Jew's-
where is it hidden? In your bathroom? In your bathtub? Like tell
in
the
my
robbers.
office, like in my office.
Oh,
My office room. It's not real office. Like I have a room that we made in the office, and
nice.
yeah, and I always was curious how things been going, you know, how things happening.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no answers, especially not in Hebrew in Google. But like
right.
in English, you have answers for everything in English, you know, on the web.
Google Israel doesn't have like good answers.
Just because there's no much content
You think it's not
from
that
in
many-
Hebrew.
Right. Right.
So you
Right.
can't really search. In English, I search everything and I can find it quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun.
Right.
So I didn't know what to do. Like how do you start? How do you live here? And I always been curious about the people who were not just in your own way successful, but also happy with what they have. I saw people I have very good friends, amazing people who build they build a real estate company in Savannah, Georgia.
Interesting.
One of the coolest areas I ever saw in my life.
Really? Why?
Something there was amazing.
Interesting.
Something there in the simplicity of the place, in the architecture.
Savannah,
in
Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
I gotta
It's
go check it
amazing
out.
place. It's amazing place.
Sounds interesting.
And they're so happy. They drive their cars to their office in downtown. They drive back. They buy a fish. They cook it in their all this machinery. You know, it's like all very fast. And you just like, this is a nice life. This is very nice
simple?
suburbs. Simple. You know, for me at the time it was simple. Now I understand it's a lot of work. I saw them in a very like final product of their businesses and of who they are. For example, like you, when you did your exhibition, we all saw the exhibition
right.
for a few hours.
Right.
We didn't saw the like weeks, months,
Yeah.
days,
I get what
hundreds of, understand? So
you mean. Yeah.
it's funny. It's interesting. I was super curious about how people do it. So I was like, okay, let's just talk with them. And then, you know, back and forth. I came here, and my brother have some, you know, networking with celebs here, mostly Israelis or Jewish. Like, okay, let's take advantage of it. Let's try to connect by myself first and see
Right.
how it goes. And I was trying to keep thinking about a concept, and I couldn't find. I met this amazing comic, Mor Chen. She's a comedian.
Pink hair.
This
no.
is Or
Okay, wait.
Or
then-
Mash.
Then I didn't meet her then. What? But I recognize her name, but not her.
She just
hair.
did an amazing show in the Laugh Factory.
Was this like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, like-
yeah. Then I know
yeah.
who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But there's two different. There's
like
two different.
a month ago, but
There's
yeah,
two different Israeli comics.
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Females. Two different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And she helped me. We actually even
Right.
recorded one, but we didn't see the combination going very well, so we decided to, you know,
You're saying
everything.
that you and her not have chemistry together? You're saying, like for a podcast?
Not chemistry, just like the what I want, what she want, wasn't like the same page.
There's no congruence.
And it's fine,
yeah.
you know. We
Yeah.
break up with a big smile and support to each other, which is
Right.
amazing, because always trying to keep, you know, the energy is good and pure.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so I didn't have the concept. She helped me a lot with the concept, and then I realized, okay, I want no concept. I want me to buy a coffee, or in your case, iced tea, and
You're never. We're going to be 30 years from now. You're going to be like, you remember when we had that podcast and that you came on the show and you know you got iced tea. You're never gonna let me live it down.
Yeah, and it's like that's it. Like have a
Yeah.
conversation, like the same conversation I have with everyone about life, and I just found them fascinating. You know, I find people very fascinating. I'm very curious about their life, and that's why you're here, because I'm very curious about your life and the way you do what you do, and the way you get what you get. And this is, I think, if I can get inspiration from your story, I feel it's a shame that it's me only. I'm the only one who hearing that.
Right.
So I'm thinking, why not give it to the world? Just like
I love
in
that.
my perspective.
Good for you.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
Good for everyone, because you're here.
Yes.
So like to share your story.
Yeah.
And this is kinda, it's like it's a conversation. It's not an interview.
Right.
It's like
right.
kinda. It's like a mix.
Right. That's true. A part of me was a little bit surprised that you asked me, because I didn't really. I felt like I didn't necessarily. I mean, I've been on like you know in other conversations, other podcasts, but I always feel like I do have an insane story, but I feel like not if I don't know how to say it,
Mm-hmm.
or like if I don't necessarily have much to say, but I always end up having a good time, and we're friends. I was like,
Yeah.
absolutely 100%. But I was very honored. I was like, oh, okay, you want me to do it? Okay, that's awesome.
And I bet
That's
we're
so
gonna do
cool.
it in few months and few years, whatever, and we'll do it again and we'll see, like, because it's interesting. Because obviously you can't tell your entire story, life story, right here, right now.
I'm very good at condensing it. A lot of people are terrified to be open and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care. I'm like, what do I have? In the words of Eden Golan, I have nothing to hide.
True.
I met her 2 days ago. She's so cool.
She's in LA.
Yeah.
That's true.
She's
I
so
sent her a
cool.
message as well. You know,
What? Yeah.
everyone I know.
Everyone wants.
Like
to
I
work
have a
with her.
list basically,
Really?
and yeah, I will try to do yours in emails, because that's something I didn't know. You like in the US, you use emails.
No, but don't underrate Instagram or LinkedIn.
Oh no, 100 Instagram for 100%. No,
Do LinkedIn too.
LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah. Connect with
Interesting.
executives on LinkedIn.
You see, this is very helpful to me. Why
Can I
it
tell
won't
you
be
what I
helpful
did?
to everyone?
This is what you need to do. Let's say you want to, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever industry you're in.
Yeah, pay the subscription.
No.
Okay, bad guess.
I'm not paying nobody. No, I'm joking. Of course, anyone who does work, I believe in compensating. But no, this is the secret to success what I found to be the secret to success. You ready? Lean in, a little close. Yeah, okay. The secret is, well, there's a few secrets, so I'll just start. Life is not a meritocracy. The good die young, the bad live long. You can't predict anything. You can't control anything. I'm learning that.
Mhm.
What you can do is you can only control your input. You can't control the output. And I learned this from my cousin, Mir. Shout out. She's an incredible interior designer.
Wow.
She's incredible. You might have met her. She's amazing. Anyhow, she told me that, and it resonated with me. You can only control your input. And when I internalized that, I'm like, there's always going to be a better photographer, a more talented artist. There's always going to be someone who's better than you in something, right? But why not me? Why not make it happen?
Mm-hmm.
And so here's what you got to do. You got to, okay, you have your desired end goal. Here's what you want. Here's the journey. Here you are right now. What are the steps and goals and actions you need to take every day to reach the end goal? And are you going to have the endurance and strength to keep going until you reach there? You have to envision, I guess it's manifestation, but you have to tangibly. When I conceptualized the idea for Artists Against Anti-Semitism in Miami, in the coffee shop, I had a literal vision of the event. I had a vision of the event with all the photos around.
Wow.
That's what and because I had that vision, I said, okay, this is what I want. This is where I'm going to be. This is the end goal. What do I need to do to reach it? And then figure out your strategy, and then just keep to it and don't give up, even though it's very hard. Now, to find your strategy that works for you, No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to give you opportunity. You have to create your own opportunity. You have to create your own luck. You know this. You work very hard. I see it. You got to really put in the time and the effort into networking. And the opportunities that you're going to be rewarded with are going to be the ones that people know you and want to work with you because they like you, they like your work. And it's who knows you and who's willing to give you opportunity. That's what it boils down to.
Wow.
It's really about networking and making friends and building each other up together. You can be the most, gifted individual. I mean, and maybe that way your work might speak for itself. If you're like, like a Picasso, if you're Leonardo da Vinci. I know I'm not holding there yet, but I do great work. But then again, there's always going to be someone better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really, really, really just internalize the fact that life is not a meritocracy, and you got to put in the work to meet people and see how you can always lead with value. You never want to go to someone and be like, what can you give me? Because, well, why should I want to work with you if you just want to take and not give anything, right? That's why it's a relationship. It's always give and take. It's two streets. It's not just one way. And especially, okay, here I'll break it down for you. Let's say I'm right here, and there's someone who's in a position of power over here, like we just spoke about, right? For example, Eden, right? She's incredibly talented, amazing. I'm such a big fan of her. I'm so inspired by her. She's incredible, right? But everyone wants to work with her, right? Everyone, she's incredible. What can you give of value that's either different, that's she doesn't have, or like what's your unique proposition offer? What separates you, or how can you add to her life, right?
I have something.
Great.
I will buy you iced tea.
Exactly. Cheers to that.
But I like it. Live with value. This is very, very true and very strong thing to say.
Because otherwise, put yourself in their shoes. If you were the one receiving the email, the text, the phone call, because I understand how difficult it is. Whenever someone reaches out to me for a connection or opportunity, I really would. My goal, my dream, in all earnestness, I would love to become extremely wealthy, influential, and powerful for one reason. I mean, for a few reasons, but one big reason is because I want to be able to change someone's life. I want someone to be able to come to me and I can be like, yeah, here's this connection. Yes, here's a check. Yes, I'll introduce you to this person. When you have influence and you have power and you have wealth, you can change people's lives. And that's why I want it. When you believe in what you're selling, it's much easier to close a sale.
Wow.
For years, I was lacking confidence in my, I'm like, am I allowed to charge what I charge? Is it okay? Am I actually providing them any value? And then I realized, wait, people are going to use these images, which is telling their story, which is going to in turn make them receive close sales and close deals and make tens of thousands of dollars. So they're investing in themselves by investing in these photo shoots. So I'm actually helping them. I'm helping them grow their business. I'm helping them get more clients. I'm helping them make more money. If you believe in what you're selling, then it's not that hard to close a deal because you're like, no, I'm providing value, right? So find the value, find your unique offer, lead with value, and then, I mean, it's kind of impossible to not build connections and build relationships. It's as long as you're also being genuine, right? Because you know how it is in LA, the whole LA faker bullshit crap. Like everyone's spouse, everyone's like, oh, LA's full of fakers. The ones usually complaining are always like that, It's just how it works. For the record, I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with social climbing. I think as long as you're not gonna social climb and become friends with someone just because of who they are, because then you're not friends with them. Like I would never be friends with someone who's super successful or rich or famous just because of that. If they're a shitty person, I want nothing to do with them. I have cut people out who are extremely, positions of power because I only want to be around people who are good and have their head on straight. And a lot of people look at me and are like, how do you survive in LA? It's full of, fakers and phonies and all shallow people and all that stuff. I said, where? I don't have that. I don't see that. None of my friends are like that. I happen to also have hypervigilance, so I can read people very well,
Mhm.
but it's not my group. I very much make sure that I surround myself by individuals who are like-minded, and my mom always told me, "You are who your friends are." So,
Wow.
if you hang out with people who are build you up and who are good, then you're gonna be like that yourself.
L'chaim. I like that. We're gonna
L'chaim.
toast for the end because we're now closing. I really want you to say something for the end, but that was amazing. Like, that's amazing end.
If I'm being honest, I just disassociated. I didn't realize what I was saying because I
No,
I,
it's
I,
like-
I got a little vertigo. I got a little.
I
dizzy.
was
Did I
I like
mumble?
it.
Did I say anything? I don't even know what I said.
I just was fascinated, to be honest.
Oh,
And I
okay.
enjoying that, and that's what I want people to have. I love that.
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
for a second I thought there was an earthquake. For some reason, my
I
brain kind of-
moved that. I think the
No.
water-
It was my I don't know. Something overcame my head. I think that I just disassociated for a second. So I'm not sure what I said, but I hope it was good.
Amazing.
Because I mean everything that I just said for the record. I live by it.
I know.
I
saw
do.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's great.
Do you want to say something like towards the end, like as we like finishing?
Interesting chandelier.
It's a very interesting.
Yeah, no, it
I
is.
have two. as well.
Where?
Like it's funny, you can't see the.
Oh, I can't see no
yeah.
because the light is bright.
Yeah.
Ending remarks. I guess I appreciate you. I'm honored
No, not
that you
me,
asked
you.
me on.
To
No,
the
I'm
crowd.
to the crowd. But no, but I mean I'm appreciative.
I
It's-
appreciate that.
it's
Thank you so
very-
much.
Very cool. I'm like, wow. This is an insane setup. Okay. Last thing, I guess. I say this to all my friends whenever they come to me with a business idea or anything. Life, you only live once, so go and do the thing that scares you. Not you only live once, so go, and YOLO and go do stupid stuff. No, because you only live once, take full advantage of life, experience all there is to experience, build yourself up, do the things that scare you because that's the only way to grow and that's the only way to live your life authentically. Imagine going through your whole life and getting on your deathbed and then being like, wow, I lived for other people. I'm not saying anything revolutionary here. You hear this from a lot of people, but once you internalize that, you feel so free. You're so happy.
Mhm.
You're so. I'm still trying to internalize it, but when you're not living for other people and you can just accept yourself, you're truly living, I believe. So try, do the thing that scare you. Do the things that scare you, because what's on the other side of that is freedom, and that's what life is about, in my opinion. L'chaim.
Hi.
Okay.